You did okay. Yes, yes. So remember to tell that special one. Oh, yes. That you were loved. You were loved. You were loved. You're loved.
If me care 21 time, 22 time, a different dealings. Living in my own world, my own lane, 225, I'm speeding. Try to catch me if you can. Couldn't hold me if you tried. Nothing can stop me now. Why? Who I am? You ain't got to keep my vibes gone, my energy. Your energy is clouding my mind. Who I am? Sorry to come and save for my time. I gave you all the love, now I'm loving me all sparing. Love and war, baby, I'm no casualty. Nah, no. Me tired of your promises, done with your talking. Nah, no. You coming out of pocket, better get up out your feelings. Ain't nobody in my light, and you know I'm fitting it right. Look on me cute and nice, you know I was your paradise. Look from when me I say you, I criticize and accuse everything me do. No matter with the ring, me not there with you. Invisible even though I send me there so. Why? You ain't got to keep my vibes gone, my energy. Your energy is clouding my mind. Sorry to come and save for my time. I gave you all the love, now I'm loving me all sparing. Love and war, baby, I'm no casualty. Nah, no. Me tired of your promises, done with your talking. Nah, no. You coming out of pocket, better get up out your feelings. Ain't nobody in my light, and you know I'm fitting it right. Look on me cute and nice, you know I was your paradise. Back, forth and forth. You a talk and a talk, but you not do a thing. Back, forth and forth. Now you're running at the rough, can't find another me. Yeah. Back, forth and forth. Now you're trying to fix what you've done. Pushing now, I'm out the door. Ain't nobody in my light, and you know I'm fitting it right. Look on me cute and nice, you know I was your paradise. Look from when me I say you, I criticize and accuse everything they do. No matter with the ring, me not there with you. Invisible even though I send me there so. Your energy is clouding my mind. Sorry to come and save for my time.
Free up yourself from mental slavery. Speak up yourself.
What is love if you cannot love yourself? And how to love when you point at someone else? You want to trust till you're not loyal to yourself. You want to change but you're always blaming someone else. The world is perfect, that's how you set yourself. So you're complaining that it is a living hell. Well, life is worth it even though you cannot tell. Who said it would be easy? That's the challenge of the spell. Free up yourself from mental slavery. Pick up yourself and rise up on your victory. Today may be a gift, tomorrow you will wish to witness life again. So tell you that you do exist. Free up, surrender from your cold see them fighting whose religion is the first. And it's a crisis cause them killing in God's word. And no, some not like it, rock the coat and break the curse. We all will die, that's the promise of the world. And life goes on when you're gone out of the earth. I know you're strong, but you got lost and right the wrong. You need to carry on just like the rhythm of a song. Free up yourself from mental slavery. Pick up yourself and rise up on your victory. Today may be a gift, tomorrow you will wish to witness life again, so value that you do exist. Free up, surrender from your cold rage. Escape the cage you built out of your own hate. Today may be a gift, tomorrow you will wish to witness life again, so value that you do exist. Value that you do exist. Free up yourself from mental slavery. Pick up yourself and rise up on your victory. Today may be a gift, tomorrow you will wish to witness life again, so value that you do exist. Free up, surrender from your cold rage. Escape the cage you built out of your own hate. Today may be a gift, tomorrow you will wish to witness life again, so value that you do exist. Value that you do exist. Value that you do exist.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about on a Monday afternoon. Good afternoon to you, everyone. How wanna do? It is Monday, the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. And so, my YouTubers, yes, my YouTubers, there are two gentlemen who, are my good friends in this YouTube thing here. And they're always making some comments. Now I'm looking at it. I hear that it's a white affair and all of that. And then, I was sporting my wrap the other day. And I felt like I needed to not wrap the hair today. Hello, you can't wrap your head all the time. So, gentlemen, I know you might, especially one of you might like the wrap, but it's not going to work today. I had to go back to my own hair, just brush it, and see. I just brush it down and it lay down nicely like that, So, hi to everyone. And I welcome Pat back. We missed you so much, Pat, but I'm happy you're safe and, you're back with us, and that's quite all right. So, welcome everybody. Keep the show rolling at 5:37 p.m. I do apologize to my YouTubers for the delay, but when you're host producer, you're doing everything and then something, what have you, just stop and you're like, okay, I have to start. I keep moving, and I figure it out. So here I am back with you, and it's a pleasure. Hello to those on 104.5, 101.7 FM. To all the cabbies who are around town, good afternoon to you. Those who are by Dyer Avenue, 233rd, Gun Hill, and White Plains Road. Everybody who is out, right, those of you right here in Mount Vernon, we want to say good afternoon. To my YouTubers, please share the link. A lot of you come in and you watch, but I don't know if you share, and I'm trying to get my YouTube up and going and relevant and everything, content and so on. So I'm working on some back things in the back office rather, and I need your help. Okay, I need your help to say, hey, I follow Lady D and I would love you to follow her too. Please subscribe to the channel. That's all you need to tell them, and it doesn't cost them anything. Is that all right? Okay, so please share. Once you come in, you share it and say, okay, here she is. This is Lady D, and it's my beautiful Monday that I'm here with you, keeping you in the know with news, happenings, and facts, is at 6 o'clock. So I keep the show rolling. Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. And I wonder whose voice we're hearing this afternoon. This segment is brought to you by Universal Document Solution Inc., 4225 Monticello Avenue in the Bronx. Give Mr. X Doll Powell a call, and he will be too happy to assist you with your needs. And I know you have many, so don't pretend now. You know, you hear me mentioning it all week and you're like, oh, yeah. Call him and he'll be too happy to help you. Is that all right with you? I have to help. People out there are in, a lot of problems sometimes, and they need assistance with their documents that have gone awry. People do your work and they just don't do right, right? Isn't that true? Of course, people do something for you, and it's business. So I want you to get on with the show and say, hey, I heard your promotion on Lady D, and I hear that you're exceptional at what you do. Can you assist me, please? And he'll ask, what do you need help with? Well, my name's spelled wrong on my birth certificate, and I just found out, and they're filing for me. Something like that, okay? So I'm hoping that you will adhere to my request and reach out to Mr. Powell. I'll be back with the telephone number for you. 20 minutes now to 6 o'clock. Let's jump on over very quickly to Voices, the intellectual voice that has everyone talking. And this segment ought to pique a lot of people, especially men, your interest.
Come and find the beauty in the ashes. This is Odyssey with Yendi, Beauty in the Ashes.
Quinton,
Hey, Eddie.
doesn't it feel strange not to be in the schoolyard together? Normally we're in the schoolyard chatting and we're like, oh, the kids did so and so.
Right.
What about Izzy? How is?
Right,
Isn't
right.
it strange?
Yes, it is.
To be in this space. But it's funny I bring up the schoolyard
Right.
because I vividly remember us being in the parking lot at school one morning, and you said to me, Yendi, do you know I have a story? I had no idea you had a story, because we just chat casually. But you have a story, and you are, do I call you a survivor? Do I call you a gangster? Do I call you a stomper outer?
Yeah.
What do I call you? What do I refer to you as?
All of those terms are wonderful and endearing.
Yeah,
I just like to say I'm a liver. I'm
Yeah.
alive, I'm living,
yeah,
and that's how I work it.
yeah.
Because each person takes their term, and it's individual and personal to them.
Yeah.
But the one that I want to use for me is I am alive, I'm living, I am a liver.
And I want to tell you, say that's not even just in the definition, because your energy, you know I live for your energy. Who full of jokes like Quinton, no other parent in the whole school. But why we're referring to you as a liver, because you have recently beat prostate cancer. Let's talk about the lead up to that. Let's talk about, how did you even come to find out that you had cancer?
I was having what was called a fluctuating PSA.
Okay.
So it would be 3, then it would be 4, then it would be 7, then it go back to 4. So I went to see my urologist, who I was seeing at the time. So that's why it's important to do your yearly PSA test.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was able to look at my PSA scores over like a 4 or 5 year period and say, something is happening here.
Yeah.
I'm going to send you to do an MRI. So we did an MRI and it showed nothing. He said, okay, let's do a biopsy. Confirmed, I have prostate cancer.
What year was this?
This is 2018, 2019, because what happened was we're investigating it over a period of time.
Yeah.
Because I did diet change, because he was going to give me some medication. When it was fluctuating, he said, I can just give you some medicine for it. And I was like, what kind of something that
More
not really
holistic,
taking
yeah.
the medicine yet.
Yeah.
He said, all right, anything that's good for the heart is good for the prostate.
Oh,
So
okay.
I changed my diet. I went pescatarian. What that means is just I eat fish and bean.
Yeah.
Nobody eat no meat.
Yeah, yeah.
Burn out. Right. And it was good. And vegetarianism, pescatarianism is a little daunting because people think of it as taste bad food.
Yeah.
Not no go so.
No,
You can cook anything and make it taste good.
that's right.
And my thing was, boy, babes, once it tastes good, make good enough. It also dovetailed with my wife was doing something where she wanted to do a diet thing,
Yeah.
and we just did it together.
Right. So
And
lifestyle change.
Lifestyles
Yeah.
change, and it was kind of good that the two of us did it together. So we just were like diet buddies, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
And it worked.
Yeah.
And then they did the biopsy and confirmed prostate cancer. And that's a funny thing because when you do the biopsy, they can't just tell you, it has to go to this lab and it takes like 6 weeks or whatever. So they call you and they say, okay, confirmed. You have prostate cancer. We don't want you to decide now. Here are the treatment options.
Right.
You can either go radiation or you can either go surgery. He says, here are 2 sites that I want you to go and look at that has pretty good information on it. If you have questions, but them time they are kind of process. So it's kind of good to go away and say, I'm going to give you about 6 weeks, 4 weeks, whatever, to then come back and tell me what your decision is.
Right.
My dad had prostate cancer.
I was going to ask you that if there was any family history.
So when I called my dad and said, hey, I have prostate cancer, he was like, it's all right. Let me start telling you what I want. And that helped because the doctor is telling you one thing, but because he had been through
He's lived it.
he's
Yeah.
telling me things that the doctor don't even tell me yet.
Right, right.
All right, when you do the biopsy, because he was aware that I was investigating it. So even when I was doing the biopsy, he said, this is what you have to watch for, da-da-da-da, fine. Then I had a brain tumor at 14.
What? I'm not sure why you're laughing. I don't know what's happening. What? I
know. You would have slapped me with that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I would actually. If it weren't on camera.
It's a whap.
Really?
I had a brain tumor at 14. And it has bearing on what happens with my prostate cancer. At that time, Jamaica did not have a CAT scan machine.
Okay.
So how they would have operated on a tumor, they would cut your head
Right.
open. Just take off the crown of your head.
Yes.
Look in it, find where the tumor is, and say, oh, see it there, sir? All right. We're going to go next week and take it out.
Right.
Close up back it now, and then they'd go back in at some other
Right.
time and take it out. However, the tumor would not have been picked up by normal x-ray. But CAT scan machines
Right.
were available at the time and could do it. It was available in Miami. Fortunately, my parents had insurance. And the insurance took us to Miami and did the x-ray. And when I went there, they found where it was. I came back, gave it to the Professor Cross at the time. And he said, oh, beautiful. I know exactly where it is, and this is what we're going to do, blah, 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 blah. Excellent. When I was in Miami at the time, the man was like, we do this routinely. You can't do it, And my father was like, no, we're go home, man. We're all right, man. We're go home. And this man, never forget it. My father said, in family, they're home. Everybody can go check him. In auntie, uncle, in cousin, them. No, man, we go home.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was discovered with confirmed, I remember my wife sitting and saying, And I said this to my wife. I said, this is not my first rodeo, So watch me now. Watch you ride. I'm going to show you how to ride. So when me can ride, you can ride. She said, okay. I said, yeah. I said, watch you ride. So that experience, when I had to deal with the brain tumor, life-threatening, all of that, fortunately for me, the tumor was benign. The surgery was successful. I mean, I missed a term of school, went back to school, did my CXCs, passed them. It's like I wasn't even ill.
Oh, excellent.
So,
and
bam.
thankfully, it wasn't cancerous.
No,
Right,
benign. So
thankfully, yeah.
I was good. However, when I was being treated, you couldn't come around me if you were unhappy or negative. If you came around me negative, I dispatched you.
Yeah,
and
man.
I was a 14-year-old.
Right.
But I dispatched you immediately.
So you already knew at 14 how important energy was in the healing process. Yeah. Yeah.
So anybody who came around me, I'll never forget, I never saw my mother cry. My mother cried every day. It's afterwards I'm hearing, when mommy go home, that's when she cry. But you see, when they came to see me, no crying. And I mean, I might be crying, you know.
Yeah, yeah. But they're holding it together
No,
for
they
you.
can't. No. If once you're doing that, I'm hey,
Yeah.
hey, hey. And there are moments, you know, that's another episode. So we made a decision to do surgery.
Okay.
I want to talk about that briefly.
And I was going to ask you, so the surgery is removal of the tumor itself or
Okay, so
prostate?
when you have
How does it
prostate
work?
cancer, they're going to remove the complete prostate.
Right.
So yes, fellas, you won't have semen no more.
Oh, really?
No.
Okay. I never
Because
knew
that's
that.
that's what the prostate does. It's the fluid that comes with semen.
Right.
So you will still have semen, but you won't have the fluid to send it out.
So hold on now. Is this why people always say that they don't want to remove their prostate because they remove their manhood?
Yeah, but you still can have an erection, and you still have everything else except. And in some cases, there's evidence that you can have liquid.
Okay.
And I mean, there's some persons who have done my surgery have had children post surgery, even though the prostate isn't there anymore.
So that's actually now being debunked then.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it was debunked from man.
Right.
I mean, and this notion, whoa, it can't stand up. Well, I had a joke with my friends. I say,
Oh dear. I feel like I need to get ready for this one.
It's called the bionic body.
Oh.
So one of the treatments for it is that they say, all right, you're going to lose function.
Right.
But like any medical condition, there are treatments for it.
Right.
So doctor said, well, you can use injections. If that don't work, use Viagra or Cialis. And if that don't work, you can use injections. You can use an implant. And I said, boy, remember I sit down with my friend and I said, boy, injection not sound right. I said, no worry, man, your wife will inject it for you.
Well, there you go. Oh dear.
You understand me?
Yeah.
But it's important that you say that because many
Yeah.
men, them say, so all the list. You can't get it up still.
But especially in our culture, I
Ah.
feel like Jamaican culture is so being masculine and manly, and there's so much that goes with this concept or idea of being a man's man in our culture that a lot of men don't even get their prostate checked because they'd rather not know because they don't want to have to deal with the idea of choosing, you know?
And it's a matter of life and death
It is.
because you will die
Yeah.
a painful death. If you've ever had kidney stones, I think that's the closest thing.
Okay.
But they said the pain that you have, like when you have stenosis, when the urethra is blocked, like because what happens now when you get the cancer, you know, it's difficult for you to pee,
Okay.
and that. I had 2 stoppages post surgery. Trust me, Andy. They've said the closest thing to that is childbirth, or that is the close. Trust. You want pee and can't pee,
Right.
or you're peeing and it's just tip, 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 tip.
And that's as a result of the cancer itself?
Well, what happened was when they removed the prostate, they joined the urethra to the, I can't remember the term for the lower thing.
Okay.
So sometimes where the thing is joined,
There's a bit of a blockage.
there's a scab.
Got you.
So when that happens now, you have a blockage. So they
Right.
have to go in and
Clear
clear
the
it.
scabbing.
We're not going to talk about that part. There.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Not fun.
But you know what I would like to speak about? Because we've spoken about you,
Right.
your process, your experience. What was that like for your wife and your child?
Boy, you know, the wife would have to talk for herself, but I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Recently, I did something similar to this because I do a lot of this. I do a lot of advocacy work now
Yeah.
for prostate cancer because I want to say to men, go get checked
Yes.
because you were dead. It's that simple.
Yeah.
I remember the last one I did, and I said, honey, you don't watch it yet. And my wife says, well, Quinton, let me tell you something. I support what you're doing, and I think it is very important what you're doing, but I don't watch that. And she said, you know why? Because I lived it,
Yeah.
and it was no fun.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say that, you ever hear this cliche, them say, God don't give you more than you can bear?
Yeah.
But what it also means, you know, is that when you get this pressure, you start to grow.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you have to, if you never had that capacity,
Right.
you're going to have to develop it
Right.
fast.
Yeah.
So I had a pretty so-called normal process. So doctor said, all right, you have this, so what you going to do? I said, based on my experience with my tumor and the fact that my father had done it, I said, I don't want that in me. I'm not radiating nothing and leave it in me. Because when you radiate it, it's no longer viable.
Right. So not growing
It dead.
and right.
It pretty much
But it's
dead.
still there.
But it's there, but the cancer is now removed from it.
Right.
Has been killed, it is dead, and it's safe. Some men prefer that. One of my cancer brothers says, listen, if I had gone on that table, I would have died. He said, why I know this? Because my 2 uncles who went on tables died. He said, that's a thing. Family history is so important. And it's a personal decision. So my surgeon at the time said, listen, here is information for radiation, here's information for surgery. Make the decision
That
best for
suits
you.
you and your family. Yeah. Yeah.
So I decided to go surgery. Prognosis is good. They think it's only in the prostate. But when they do the surgery, they take the lymph nodes that are there, right beside it, and they take some other little stuff there, standard. When they test my prostate, the cancer was only in 30% of my prostate, but it had seeped into one of my lymph nodes. So that is what you call now spread.
Right. Right.
So it's no longer 2, it's 3B. So that means radiation.
Ah, boy, I wish I could take you on and on and on. Such an interesting discussion that she had with Jamaica's Quinton Yeard. There's an article in the Jamaica Observer today, and to my YouTubers, I posted the link in the YouTube because I saw DL asking. But of course, September is National Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, the month of September. And I'm going to be doing some features on that for the month of September because our men who do not or refuse or are scared to have their prostate checks done, you are at such a disadvantage. You need to. And even if you do regular checks, they watch the pattern, you know, and so much more, so much more, so much more. So please, men, just like how we are pressed as women to do or pap smears and to track what cervical cancer and all that, so are you. You have to. And, you know, sometimes it's out of fear that people really don't want to go and get their tests done. Out of fear, the unknown. And you start to become so anxious and overly apprehensive about what the results could possibly be even before you do the test. But of course, you want to know what's going on. We look nice and cute outside and handsome and all that. You don't know what's going on the inside of you. So that's my thought from my heart to you today. We go and we do what we need to do. You need to do the same. Okay? 3 minutes to the hour of 6 o'clock rather. It is the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Thank you for joining me. Of course, coming up next is keeping you in the know with news happenings and facts. And I'm looking forward to hearing from you as always. Someone is calling me. I think I should just take the call. Let me just take a quick call from my caller. Good afternoon. Welcome to the Monday Drive with Lady D.
Good afternoon, Lady D. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, sir?
I am very good at this time.
Good to hear you, Ed.
I believe is the rectal examination ministry of Lady D.
And and I understand that. I get it. But then, you know, it's your doctor who is examining you. And I think, to be honest with you, while there is a phobia, because you know we're homophobic people, while there is a phobia, EDF, concerning a doctor having to insert his finger into your rectum to do the check, there is also the blood test, right? And
yes, but let's start there.
yes, and I'm just saying that for men who have their families and so on, and about yourself, wouldn't you rather, and this is my rationale, rationale as well as other people's. Wouldn't you rather have the test done so your children, your parents, your friends, your extended family, your community can have you around even longer? Because you know what has happened, Eddie, and I know you are aware of it. If and when they finally go, after having not gone for such a long time, that's when they get a devastating news that there is
Yes. But
something wrong with them.
I would like to let them know, like I did it at Montefiore,
Mm-hmm.
and I asked them for the female doctors, and they said two to do it with me, two ladies.
Right. And how
So
was
a lot
that
of
for
them
you?
don't know that
How
they
d-
can request,
how was that for
request a
you?
lady.
And so, whether it's lady or gentleman, but how was the test for you at the time? Eddie?
It was okay because as long as it was a male, I feel comfortable.
You were more comfortable. All right,
Yeah.
point taken. I got you. Yes, but I.
Just tell them in advance, yes?
Mm-hmm.
All right, take care.
Thanks. Okay, then, no problem. Alrighty, that's always a concern for men. As you know, us, we don't do nothing like that. And people are just, hey Jack, welcome. But as Pat says, prevention is better than cure, and it is very, very important for our men. If you have that kind of fear, then you need to bring it to someone, even to sit with your own doctor to say, listen, this is what I've heard. This is how the test is done. How can you alleviate my fear? Right? And they have that consultation with you. But I don't think in our society, the whole doctor business works. Because I'm telling you, whether it's a prostate, whether it's for a mammogram, whether it's for some test of any kind, we put it off. We do not go. That's something in our culture. I'm Jamaican. I can only speak about Jamaica. In our culture, we don't like to go to the doctor. And I spoke about it up to most recently. It's like the doctor has two horns with a fork, like the devil, as we have heard him to be, which in truth and in fact that's not even him. But seriously, we do not want to go to the doctor, and something is really, really good afternoon. Something is really wrong with that. Prostate cancer is killing men left, right, and center. Welcome to the Monday Drive. How are you?
Hi, good evening.
Alrighty, so we have two handsome men on the line. DL, I heard your voice first.
Which first answer one? Which answer one first?
I heard DL's voice first. DL, you go first, and my second caller, just
Okay.
stay on the line, don't hang up. Just give us a minute. Go ahead,
Okay,
DL.
I'm in the street, so bear with me if you're honking on the horn.
Yes.
I couldn't let the call go by without calling. You know my story,
Yes.
and I have never had a female done the physical examination. All the physical examination I've done are by men,
Mm-hmm.
and I could care less whether it's male, female, dog, cow, or whomever.
Okay.
It's all about my health
Yes, I agree.
and also about my family.
Mm-hmm.
I am not that insecure about my masculinity over my period, let alone over my health and my life
Right.
and my comfort.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing nonsense to keep hearing men
Hold
talk about
the
what
line,
men do that.
please.
I don't think the male doctors have pleasure whatsoever any fun in doing it.
Right.
But it's a task, the job they choose to do to provide health care to us men.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is, I mean, to each his own, yes, but it's absolutely ridiculous. I guarantee you, I guarantee you, if your life is at stake, you too fast to have that male doctor push your finger up there.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And that's all I have to say.
All right. Thank you, DL. All right. The second caller, the gentleman.
Yes, there's a Jamaican research scientist. His name is Dr. Lawrence Williams, and his product name is Dr. Lawrence Williams Original Guinea Hen Wheat Tonic. It heals 13 different forms of cancer. He has had 28 years of research, and it is good that people know about this doctor. He was a research scientist at CAST and UWI. He's not working with them anymore because he spends most of his time doing research.
Okay.
It's important that people know of this person because this product, Original Guinea Hen Wheat Tonic,
Yes.
has been curing cancer for quite a number of people,
All right.
including the prostate cancer.
Yes, I appreciate that bit of information. And how about you yourself? Have you ever done the test?
Yes, I've done the test for it. So
Okay.
I guess I was okay, but because I didn't have to go any further after doing that test.
Yes. All right. Thank you for sharing. But you do
As
encourage.
a matter of fact, I have actually recommended a number of people to reach out to this doctor, and they have used this product successfully.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much for sharing. Could you repeat the name of it again?
Good, okay. Dr. Lawrence Williams Original Guinea Hen Wheat Tonic. If you go to YouTube and check it out, you'll find it there.
All right.
Dr. Lawrence Williams Original Guinea Hen Wheat Tonic.
All right. Thanks so much for sharing.
Good, okay.
Okay, good afternoon to you. All right, and we have a female caller. I had asked her to hold. Are you still there? Hello? All righty. You may give me a call back, 914-600-4228. That is 914-600-4228. September is recognized as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month, and it is one of the highest on the radar right now as a killer. I'm not going to hold back on that one. As a killer for men. And it is so because it is not caught early. It's not caught early. And it is imperative that men change their mindset about how the examination is done, or you find another way of getting it done and with whomever you wish to have it done. But I am making a personal appeal because our men, every maybe 5 out of 10 men you hear are being diagnosed. And it's very rampant in Jamaica. We've heard it. We're not making up the stories. It's very rampant. And we need to take care of it. So our telephone number once again is 914-600-4228, 914-600-4228. And of course, welcome to Keeping You in the Know with News, Happenings, and Facts. You may call me and share your thoughts on this very important topic for the afternoon. Welcome, how are you? It's the Monday Drive.
Hi, Lady D.
Need I say any more?
It's Jackie.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry, it was who called your
so I
number.
see.
I called that by mistake.
Yes.
But what a great topic. What a great topic. I worked for Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center in clinical research for prostate cancer for 7 years. I had to deal with all the data that came in for the doctors, preparing the doctor's notes and stuff like that, preparing samples and specimens in the lab for the researchers, investigators. And you would be surprised to see the ages of the men that are showing up with
prostate
high PSAs.
Yes.
Tests and they're younger. They're getting younger.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting younger. So once upon a time you hear about prostate cancer, you would think that it's for, I mean, it happens to older men. No,
Yes.
the men are getting younger,
And
younger.
and why you
And
think
I'm
that
telling you
is?
that from experience.
Why you think that is, Jack?
One of the big things, one of the big reasons is culture
Mm-hmm.
and just the stigma about men don't like going to the doctor in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And the big stigma about a doctor feeling them up and
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But if it comes on, if it's a case of life or death, I think you should choose the doctor feeling you up.
I think so too.
And let's not even put it that way. It's
Yes.
not a feel up thing. It's just a simple test, a simple check.
Yes.
And it's a very easy check. 1, 2, 3, and it's done.
Mm-hmm.
Just to make sure we already don't have enough men on this earth and to lose
I am
them for
telling you.
not going to the doctor makes it even worse.
Yes. It is something, and
So
and I thank you for sharing that and your experience in the lab and so on, because
yeah,
it's almost like we talk about the virus. Unless you see something under a microscope, do you realize how something can, morph,
yeah, yeah,
right? Its
yeah.
way through. And so
And it's time,
mhm,
I'm sorry to put in, but
that's all right.
it's time. Everybody turned instant scientists
Mhm.
because of social media, and they make this big decision about the virus. I mean, the COVID virus. They're not taking the vaccine and whatever. And why don't you use that same social media to research your own health?
Mhm.
There's good research out there. Go to the Memorial Sloan Kettering Cancer Center is one of the top cancer centers that deals with men's prostate
Mhm.
issues in the world.
Mhm.
You can just research
Yes.
it.
Yeah.
It's right there in New York. And
Mhm.
they can give you all the information that you need. And it's one of the most curable too.
Mhm.
If it's caught early, it's one of the most curable. So they still have a little edge above women.
Yes. I
So
thank you, Jackie, for
go
sharing
take care of
that.
yourself, guys.
Yes, they need
All right,
to.
ladies.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate it. How is the homework going?
Oh my goodness, I have midterms coming up next week, so I've been
Yes,
in the book.
that's all right. You stay in there, not a problem. But thank you for always coming on to share your wisdom. Thank you so much.
Sure,
All
sure.
righty. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the show continues. Don't worry, I'm here. You can call 914 600 4228. I'd like to just stop by the YouTube channel Inside the Zone with Lady D and acknowledge my first time viewer, Suzette Baugh. She says, first time tuning in to your show. Hi, Suzette. How did you hear about Inside the Zone? And while you popped in, I'd like you to subscribe. Very simple. Just subscribe and like, okay? And share. That's all. We're building numbers here for Inside the Zone. Hello to Happy. Good evening, Happy Maureen Goldborn. Thank you so much. And, again, out of fear, men have died from prostate cancer, leaving their children, their wives, their girlfriends, mother, father, you name it, if they predeceased their parents. Men have just died. Why? Because you didn't want someone to insert their finger into your rectum to have a prostate check done. And oftentimes we compare the man's fear, of having that done, and then we talk about women who have had children. One child, two, so they've had to go through the whole 9-month gestation period, and then there is the ultimate delivery. And as we know that how that is, your legs are in a stirrup, you're asked to push, and at that point nobody cares what they see, why they're seeing it. All a baby needs to come into this world. So what is that fear so much that you would want to jeopardize? Because that's pretty much what you do. You're jeopardizing your life simply because you don't want to do the test based on what you've heard and you've not had first-hand experience. So I would like every man out there who is hearing my voice, because this macho thing not working no more. You're dying from being macho and fearful. Can't say it enough. Cannot say it enough. 914-600-4228. It's about time we wake up, men. Wake up. Wake up. Wake up. Because as Jackie says, we hardly have enough men. And if you were to do the count, they are behind bars. So even if there are 1 billion more, they're not accessible. Let me share a headline with you based on that very clip I played earlier with Yendi interviewing Quinton. I think it's Yeard. His name. I never like messing up a person's name, but I think it's Yeard. Quinton Yeard, whose battle with prostate cancer. And you are, while I'm reading this article, please, you may call me if you still wish to call, 914-600-4228. I will accept your call, like I'm doing right now, because someone is on the line who needs to speak with me. Welcome to Keeping You in the Know with News, Happenings, and Facts. My name is Lady D.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you doing? It's John.
Hey, Mr. Hines calleth me. How are you, Mr. Hines?
I enjoy your program so much in the evenings.
Thank you,
And
Mr.
I hate
Hines.
being interrupted. You went so smoothly, I'm telling you. Anyhow, the discussion this evening is very, very important.
Mm-hmm.
And the gentleman that my co-host MS called in about, Dr. Williams,
Mm-hmm.
I personally interviewed him twice.
Mm-hmm.
I saw his story in the New York Times some 6 or so years ago, and the headline was that Jamaican scientists turned on a mega offer. Pfizer had offered him $100 million for the patent.
Oh, what?
And he said they had no place. Yeah, he said they had no place to find a product. So he would not sell the patent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's been patented here and in Jamaica as well. And as MS said, we have used it a few times on people who want to take the medication.
Right.
My wife had breast cancer, and she was cured of it in a very quick time with mild chemo. If you do the chemo mildly, you don't lose your hair, you have no side effects, and you take Dr. Williams' medication. They might have 3-4 months, you're free. So he was sent abroad. He's a PhD. He lectured at UWI and also cast. And he was sent abroad in a post-doctoral fellowship. If you don't mind me giving the story quickly.
Yes, go ahead.
And when in fact happened, it's while at this fellowship in Germany that the Germans are known for medical and engineering degrees, tops in the world possibly. And it's when the guy said to him, Dr. Williams, you're wasting time with this thing. This thing will probably cure cancer. Go back to Jamaica and do the research. I did 28 years of research, and the final product is on the market now.
Oh, that's amazing.
It's working.
It's working.
Pretty expensive.
Yes.
It's pretty expensive, but there's no side effects. And also, once you start cutting, there's all the little piece of cancer that's inside of you. So it comes back eventually, more than likely.
Yes.
So, and this thing cures cancer, diabetes, arthritis. In the interview, we called it diseases as you age. I'll play it once with you again. I played it now and then on the radio. But it's very, very phenomenal. I've been trying to get him an award at the national level in Jamaica for the last 2 years. And for some reason, I just can't get the award with all the political pull I might have.
Yes.
So that's all I'll give you a story, my dear.
I
And thanks for the
appreciate
great
it,
show.
Mr. Hines. Thank you so much. Thank you. Appreciate you too. All right. The show continues. 914-600-4228. 914-600-4228. Good afternoon to you. It is the Monday Drive, keeping you in the know in the city you walk, drive, and reside. Stick and stay with me. I'll take a short break and be right back. The show is brought to you by Universal Document Solution, Inc. At Universal Document Solution Inc., we are the best in resolving your passport, birth certificate, and driver's license needs. But that's not all we have to offer. Our services also include marriage certificates, late entry of name, late registration, deed poll, preparing immigration forms, notary public services, and other specialized documents designed to meet your needs. UDS is at 4225 Monticello Avenue, Bronx, New York, 10466. Our friendly and courteous staff is ready and waiting. So pick up the phone. Don't delay. Call us at 914-384-4903 or 914-361-9466. Also visit our website at www.udssolution.com or email expow473@gmail.com. Universal Document Solution Inc. No hassle. We do it all for you.
When you are hungry, come to Cooler Runnings Restaurant. Located at 1802 Nerida Avenue, corner of Wickham Avenue in the Bronx, we specialize in the best Jamaican and American cuisine, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We are open 24 hours, 7 days a week. We offer free in-house delivery, minimum $20 purchase, and we also have Uber Eats. We do barbecue Thursdays, fish fry Fridays, and seafood Saturdays. For more information, give us a call for our address and menu, 718-324-7484. Once again, that's 718-324-7484. Cooler Runnings Restaurant, simply the best Jamaican food.
Absolutely. This is Linkage Radio 104.5, 101.7 FM. Connecting with me this afternoon is Sign FM 88.9 and CaribbeanVibesRadio.com. My name is Denise Lady D. Gomez. Do I have a caller online this afternoon?
Yes.
Yes, you do.
So I heard the gentleman's voice first. So, gentlemen, do you mind allowing the lady to go first?
Go ahead.
I can wait, Lady D. I can wait.
All right. So go ahead, sir.
Lady D, let me
Yes.
first say good evening to Mr. John Hines
Mm-hmm.
and MS.
Yes, sir.
When I take the exam, I do the exam,
Mm-hmm.
and they have it in the record. In my record at Montefiore Hospital, I do not want to be examined by a female,
Okay.
by a male, and they always send two female.
Mm-hmm.
So
All right.
everybody do things differently.
Right. So you can make your
I
request
feel
known.
comfortable with a female examining me
Mm-hmm.
more than a male.
Okay. All right, and it has worked for
Okay.
you. That's fine. I take
I
that.
feel
Eddie.
comfortable, Lady D.
Yes, sir. I take that. Appreciate it. Thank you. All right.
That Yendi was it Yendi Phillips?
Mm-hmm.
Yendi Phillips?
Hey, Yandy, who did enter Miss Jamaica World?
Yeah, I know.
Mhm.
Right now I'm looking at our picture. We took picture in Manhattan a couple of years ago.
You see, there now
And I've been asking for her.
you're famous. All right. No problem.
Anyhow,
Yes,
nice
sir.
talking to you, Lady D.
Always, Eddie F.
As always.
Yes, sir. Always. Blessings. All right, Pat. Welcome. Pat, you're back. How are you?
Well, thank you. Good evening, Lady D. Ryan and DL and
Jackie.
Gloria and to everyone. How are you? I miss you guys.
We miss you too, but we're good.
Oh, well, thank
Mhm.
you. Thank you. All right. Very, very informative and enlightening topic.
Yes.
Thank you for keeping us in the know. It's a program like yours that really gets my attention
Mhm.
and really gets me participating on your platform.
Thank you.
So you're welcome. So it's a very, very informative topic, and it's just a pity we don't have more men, who are tuning in, because it is of vital interest and of importance that men, go and get their PSA check, just the way us women, we go for get our pap smear check, because it's best to be informed. And we see that a lot of folks, are scared. Fear of the unknown is so bad, you know. But for me, I would rather know, and I can know what I'm working with, than to just sit there and be a sitting duck, a lame duck, waiting to be knocked off.
Yes.
And it's just the same way, you know, people have their apprehensions about the vaccine, you know, because of fear of the unknown. But there are so many men who are dying because of the lack of knowledge. And as the Bible says, my people die for lack of knowledge. So when people are ignorant of the fact, they don't have the information, they don't have the know-how, they just sit back, you know, and allow sickness to come upon them. Whereas, you know, prevention, you could go to your doctor and just get a simple test, get an exam done, and then you know what you're dealing with. Because these sicknesses, they are real. Cancer is real, and some people, they're not even aware until the doctor gives them a month or 2 months to live, because they sit there and hug up, you know, these sicknesses, and they're not just going to go away. You have to deal with them. You got to deal with the situation head on. So to be informed is to have good health.
Yes.
And I would just suggest, I would just recommend that everyone take their health condition, you know, into consideration. And don't just procrastinate. Don't just put off. Each year, schedule your appointment to go and see your doctor. Every year, I make sure I get all my medical work done. This January 2021, my first concern to my doctor was about the vaccine.
Okay.
And I was a bit hesitant about taking the vaccine because I did not have the information. And so I have some underlying issues, and I took the opportunity of discussing with my doctor.
That's
Says,
right.
Dr. Price, listen to me. There is a pandemic out there, and I want you to be very straightforward with me. What do you think about the vaccine? And he said, Ms. Johnson, let me tell you this. As soon as a vaccine becomes available, I want to get that vaccine. I said, well, why the urgency? He says, I have treated so many COVID patients. I've seen so many people die. And he says, he had his private office on Stevens. He's now in the hospital on the 5th floor. And he said, you see those 2 trucks parked back there? He said, those are the freezer trucks that they used to store the bodies. I said, what do you mean that? I mean, I was naive. He said, people are dying and they don't have nowhere to store the COVID patients. I said, Doc, you're scaring me. He said, well, Miss Johnson, listen to me. As soon as a vaccine becomes available, I want you to go and take it. And I went chasing the vaccine in February when I heard the mayor of Mount Vernon collaborating with, is it Angela Cousins of Yonkers, and they're talking about having the seniors vaccinated and folks who have underlying issues.
Yes.
And I called for 2 weeks, and Lady I couldn't get an appointment. And I finally got up one morning and I called, and when the phone rang, I was a happy camper. And I negotiated with that guy, and I got an appointment to go all the way down to the Javits Center in New York City, 2 a.m. in the morning. And I said to him, sir, I will take that appointment. And when I went down there, Lady D was conducted in a very orderly manner. And I did not see no black people online. These were all white folks, Chinese, Jews. And I said, but if the vaccine is good for them, it's good for me. So why can't I take it? And it was the one shot, the Johnson & Johnson, that just rolled out. I went looking for the vaccine, and I got the vaccine. And Lady D, I'm not saying that people won't have side effects.
Side effects, yes.
The only side effect I got was for sleeping, because I wasn't sleeping, and that's all it did to me. I didn't have no redness of any arm or anything. And so, you see, I want to know. I want to be in the know, and I would encourage everybody, take your health very seriously.
Seriously,
We only have one life.
I agree, Pat.
We only have one. Yes.
I
So,
agree.
those are my few words
Thank you,
to
my
everybody.
love.
Take your health
Yes.
very seriously because when you lose your health, you have nothing else to fall back on.
That's right. Thank you, Pat.
Life
Thank
is
you. Thank you.
fragile.
Yes, we make
Okay?
the appeal. We
All
make
right,
the
Lady
appeal.
D.
Thank you, my
Thank
love.
you for this opportunity to speak my mind.
Of always. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye. Alrighty. Do you have a comment? 914-600-4228. Again, September is recognized as Prostate Cancer Awareness Month. And for those of you who have been hearing the term, you know, around you PSA test, and you're like, I have to go do PSA test, but you have no idea what it is. A laboratory test that measures the amount of prostate specific antigen, that's the PSA, found in the blood. PSA is a protein made by the prostate gland. The amount of PSA may be higher in men who have prostate cancer, benign prostatic hyperplasia, which is BPH, or infection or inflammation of the prostate, also called prostate specific antigen test. That's what it is. So please, I would like you to go take care of yourselves. And because seriously, if I have a relative of mine or some male friend or something, and he's not going, I tell people I'm nice and soft and all. But you see, when it comes on to something that's very, very important, I'm not so nice. I'm not nice. I'm very direct when I need to be. And I'm telling you, Jackie just posted something here in our YouTube channel. Good afternoon to my YouTubers. Thank you. Don't forget to share and have somebody like the channel and subscribe to it. Help me to build the channel. I'd like 1,000 and more subscribers. Okay, I have a plan and you're a part of it. All right, Jackie says, which just made me look twice a while ago. She says, Lady D, I have friends and know men who haven't gone to see a doctor for a checkup in 25 years. 25 years. Now, quite frankly, in the 25 years, there are some people who nothing is wrong with them, believe it or not. But it doesn't mean that you shouldn't go to just check upon yourself, on your physical condition internally, especially, which is where a lot is going on. If it's just your loss of hair and all that, you can go get a toupee. But other than that, you need to, Cal, my cousin Callie in England. Callie, what time is it now? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You're not gone to your bed yet? 11:32. But that's true. You have to just talk to somebody, man. When they're forming the fool, you just say, listen here, and you give them a piece of your mind. Because sometimes when we're friends or we know people, we feel that we can't speak to the one we love or the one we know or a simple acquaintance because we don't want to hurt their feelings or we don't like people hurting our feelings. But I'm telling you, when it comes on to your health, nobody should be afraid to say, you're forming the fool. You should go and get tested for something. You should tell them straight up. Because when you enable them into that position of inactivity, they're neither coming, going, they're just dormant right there. Then you're enabling them and they're going downhill. I can't be an enabler. I can't. I don't do that very well. And if I go silent on you, people who know my personality, I'm done with you. When I go silent, I'm finished. I have done my part. You can't say I never try. I'm done. I just zip it. And I don't say another word to you. Because as adults in this world, the same way we know we have to eat, sleep, bathe, work the money, it's the same principle we ought to have for our health. Because if we are sick, we can't work. We can't do a thing when we're sick. How much more of an appeal can we make with that? So let me now share, and again, you may call me if you have the need to. 914-600-4228. We hear too many people dying from prostate cancer. Y'all need to stop. Let me read the article for you. Quinton Yeard, whose battle with prostate cancer underscored his courage, faith, and strength, is of the view that more survivors of the ailment should share their stories to change the mindset of men who fear getting screened for the deadly disease. Quote, I am saying that although the battle with prostate cancer, is private for some of us men, we're going to have to start sharing so that other men start realizing that, listen, this is real and that we need to change the way we approach it, the prostate cancer, the 51-year-old lecturer told Observer Online. You cannot do it in silence. You cannot do it in fear. You need to share so that other persons can benefit from your experience. And we can get the death rate for men from prostate cancer down, he asserted. It is against that background why Yeard felt compelled to share his prostate cancer survival story, which featured unwavering support from his friends and family during his initial diagnosis and through months of treatment. From the onset of turning 40, the Kingstonian had recognized the importance of making sure he did his regular prostate examination, especially since his father had been a prostate cancer survivor. It was, therefore, no surprise that when his annual prostate-specific antigen, PSA, began fluctuating, he visited his urologist. Quote, so when I started to have the fluctuating PSA, he, the urologist, had the benefit of all of the PSA scores beforehand to help him in his decision. So, with the fluctuating PSA, we did a change of diet to see if he could see what was happening. Hold the line, please, my caller. Hold your line.
Hello.
Hold your line, please, sir.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me read that again for you. So, with the fluctuating PSA, we did a change of diet to see if he could see what was happening, the educator recounted. However, the diet didn't change the PSA readings. The DRE, which is digital rectal examination, did not indicate any abnormality, and the MRI did not indicate any abnormality either. The doctors then did a biopsy, and from the biopsy, they were able to clinically diagnose that, yes, you definitely have prostate cancer, he said. After that confirmation, Yeard, who had a brain tumor when he was 14, said he made the decision that he would do everything in my power to live. So, I had prostate cancer. All right, cool. So we're going to approach it as how I approached the brain tumor when I was 14. So, it was about being positive and about being a diligent patient, doing any and everything I could to aid my treatment, healing, and recovery, he shared. Along with his cancer journey being steeped in positivity, Yeard had a close support network which comprised his wife, his father, and other close family friends and relatives. And because I had a 5-year-old son at the time, I told some of the parents of his friends, I'm going through this because I didn't know how he would react, and I didn't know if he would show it at school with his friends as against at home, Yeard explained. So, those were my close support network. We went about supporting each other through an interesting journey, he added. In June 2019, days before Father's Day, Yeard opted to do prostate cancer surgery. Asked whether he harbored any fears that he would not be able to celebrate Father's Day, the educator quipped, I don't fear. I'm a realist. He continued, what would I be fearing? All right, I don't get up from the surgery, and that is a possibility. The cancer has spread. It is a possibility. But whatever reality faces me, I'm going to deal with it as best as I can. That's all I can do as a human. The thing, the cancer, that I face is already enough. That fear you talk about is the reason why a lot of men do not take care of themselves. They don't go to the doctor, and they would rather go to a corner rather than go to somebody who's an expert in a field to address a problem that they may be having, Yeard lamented. How I try to counter fear, is I try to get the best information and make the best choice that I can based on the situation facing me. At the end of the day, I want to say that I tried, he declared. The Portmore Community College lecturer recounted that on the day of his surgery, two things happened to him that stood out in his mind. My close friends were there and they were saying, "Quinton, you look like you're happy." And I said, "Listen, I have done all that I can do. I have listened to the doctor. It's in God's hands now," he reflected. The second thing that happened that day was that the educator met a young nurse and they later prayed together. Following prayers, she revealed to him that she would be doing surgery for breast cancer in about 3 months. Those moments of sharing helped, and it is something that I believe in. I think we need to make our brothers more aware, because when you're informed, you can make better decisions, he had suggested. The next step in his cancer survival journey was radiation. So normally you do the surgery and then you wait a little before you do radiation. But because my prostate cancer had come out of the prostate and gone into one of my seminal vessels, my doctor informed me that the standard procedure after surgery, and once you're healed after 6 months, you will do radiation, he shared. He had completed radiation treatment in March 2020, a week before the country was plunged into the throes of the COVID-19 pandemic. And the rest, they say, is history. It's a longer column right here, so I will go to my caller online. Hello?
Hello?
Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Yes. Amen. Amen to all that is contained in that article. Amen and amen and amen. You know, President Teddy Roosevelt said the only thing to fear is fear itself. And how fear can be so imprisoning. And also there's saying that silence kills. Now, I'm not one of those men that fits into that category of not going to doctor. To the contrary, I try my darndest, as much as I can afford, resources or time and efforts or whatever it is, to get my annual. And even though I've had the COVID vaccine, I still inquire of my doctor if I should take my flu shot, and they said yes. And of course, I'm going to do it.
Right.
You know, the more the merrier. And so there's an old adage that it's not the same day leaf drop in a water, it rots.
That's right.
You see? It's very powerful. And cancer is a silent killer. And a lot of time, it is discovered when, or it shows up its ugly head when it's going to kill you.
That's right.
So because you don't see anything happening, you don't see anything happening doesn't mean that things are happening. Is that old saying that because you didn't hear a tree fall in the forest, that doesn't mean that the tree did not fall. You just didn't hear it. And so things are going on inside of you, and which is the reason for doing the annual. And every time that they have to take blood from me, I request certain tests. And that's exactly why I discover and how I discover what I discovered. Right? I don't wait. I don't wait. And I strongly believe that God expects us to take care of the body that He entrusted us with.
I agree.
And the life in it. Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you.
You know.
And I thank you for expressing that. Yes, from a male perspective.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. From a male perspective, I appreciate that because men are trying to men often believe that women like to beat up on them, and there are those who do. But we are being objective here. The objectivity is geared toward you doing the same that you expect of me. Men expect a woman to to smell a certain way. The moment the smell is off, you speak about it. And it is left to us to go take care of it. So the same way that you have your high expectations of a woman, the woman has high expectations of you. And you are supposed to be the one who is her guide, her shepherd, her comforter, her anchor. So if at any time something as critical as your health, where your prostate is concerned, and your mate says to you, Tom, I know you have never gone, no matter how much I have told you, to go take a test. You've never listened to me. Yet you would rather raise your voice at me if I don't listen to you for one reason or the other. It has to be reciprocated. And men sometimes believe that their autonomous role in their household with their female companion means that she has to cower and not speak. But if you're with a woman who loves you dearly and she knows the importance of you going to take that test, then go take it so she can have you longer, especially if you share children. Because to me, you're sabotaging the fact that your life could be further extended until God really ready for you, which is why he gave doctors the wisdom to go and study the human anatomy. So what you are not seeing that is developing, and they will find out after examining you, what do you do? Because after that, everybody want to run. When they get a bad news, they hunt down every possible avenue to see how quick they can get pretty much a quick shop healing done. You all need to rethink your purpose. Your purpose is not to just go hang out with your crew, sit down at the bar, chat nonsense and all of that, because a lot of you do it. You can't wait to go hang out with your friends, and if it's a ball game, it's cricket, it's something on TV, you make an appointment, everybody come over with popcorn and what have you, and having a good time. It's the same principle men should have concerning their health. What else can we say to you? What else can we say to you? What else? Because you prioritize a lot of things that are not even important. Your agenda is all upside down. So what should be number 1 becomes 10 because it turned upside down. You all need to stop and listen and go take the test, because that match or something died several centuries ago. You need to go and get tested. Invariably do you hear of a woman who don't go to the doctor. We don't play that kind of thing. We don't play that. We really don't play it. And I think that what your expectations are of your mate, the expectation is even higher. You need to set that example. Because if you have a young adult boy in your household, you need to be able to walk him through some of these challenges that he will face as he grows into manhood, and not after the fact. You all need to listen and learn, because no matter how many features, discussions, all kinds of things, sometimes you disregard them. And if your mate says to you, you know, here I found something on prostate cancer, you say, oh, me we read it, man. There's just something about how you all function that's just not happening here. It doesn't work. And so before you know it, you're diagnosed. They tell you you have 2 months if possible. And so now you're having to rush, make arrangements because you're going to die and leave your mate with your children. when you could have done the test so many years ago and ongoing as required to stay and be alive with your children. Men need to rethink. This whole rewiring that we talk about, it has nothing to do with just about your sexuality and so on, because that's your major focus. And as we hear, you know, after a while, you don't have no semen. So all that, you just water. So whatever you think you need to go do, all that going cut. You can maybe still have your little physical fun, but nothing else. And believe me, that sends you a message. If your mind, if your willpower is not strong enough to withstand the news, then dog, eat your supper. Because you're going to come home now, be a nuisance to your mate and your family in general, because you are just puffed up about, oh, how him say this going to happen to me, not realizing that you caused it upon yourself. Because that's how it go. You get the news that you come home and you just be a mess to everybody and getting in everybody's way and all ignorant or irritable. I can't speak about it anymore. I think it is just enough now. It's enough now. You all need to just check yourselves, because it's not just about you. You're not just the rose in the garden. You're the thorn. So you need to really, men, and I'm speaking to you, you need to get it together. Get it together, because you're all just going to keep dropping like flies. There's nothing anybody can do at that point. Can I say? Of course.
Now who's gonna hold and squeeze me tight? Now that he's gone out of my life, who's gonna make me feel the way he used to do? Yeah, now that my love is overdue. I know my love is overdue, and I'm all alone in the wilderness, searching to find some peace and rest. Although he wasn't the best guy, but he brought happiness into my life, and now I'm a prisoner of loneliness. Said I'm a prisoner of loneliness. That's what I am. That's what I am. Now whose voice is gonna say goodnight? Now that he's gone out of my sight, who's gonna tell me lies and let me think they're true? Yeah, now that my love is overdue. Now that my love is overdue, I don't know what to do. I know my love is overdue. is overdue. I don't know just what to do. I don't know what to do, yeah. I'm waiting on you, baby.
Moonlight lover, when you walk along with me, whoa, whoa, people say that our love isn't true. But to prove that it's true, I would die for you, and that's why you're my lover. Yes, you are my lover. Whoa, whoa, moonlight lover. You are my lover. Can't you see? We were meant to be.
I'm just paying my homage to the late Karen Smith, or Cabaret Girl. Good afternoon to you. 5 minutes to 7 o'clock. How are you?
Good afternoon, Lady D.
Yes, Madam Gloria.
I have learned so much from your program. Thank you so much for excellent program.
Thank you, my love. I appreciate it.
Thank
Working
you.
hard.
Yes, thank you very much.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, Sister Pat. Welcome back. Okay, Lady D, hurry up and dock yourself home now after you give us all these information. We thank you and we appreciate you.
No problem. All right,
Okay.
ma'am. I soon dock
I
myself
love you,
home.
Lady D. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. All right, I soon dock myself home. That's all right. Yeah, the voice of our late Karen Smith, Jamaican songbird. She passed away, ending a one-year battle with colon cancer.
That's why I want you.
Let me speak to my caller online. Hi, it's Lady D. How are you?
Lady D, just a last thought.
Yes, sir.
I know the issue is on prostate cancer, but another one that in respect to persons that need to be looked at also is colon cancer.
Yes, absolutely.
And of course, you may have heard that noted Jamaican singer, songbird, entertainer, lovely person, and a long-time friend of mine, Karen Smith, passed away.
Yes, I'm playing her selections, and I was just about to read just a short portion of it. Yes.
Yeah, I heard that's what triggered me to call you because I remembered and I heard her singing. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Good.
All right. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Okay.
3 minutes to 7 o'clock. So Karen passed away with the battle with colon cancer. She passed away approximately 3:30 a.m. and that was on September 11. That was Saturday, I believe. It was Saturday. Yes, it was Saturday. So we want to remember her today. Really remember her. And just to let you know, Smith was a former president of the Jamaica Federation of Musicians and Affiliates Union. She was also a member of the group Package, which also comprised Patricia Edwards and Jem Myers. You all know Jem, don't you?
I'd give my everything to keep you, boy. Oh, it breaks my heart when
you're not there.
I'll stage a ballet on a table.
trying a thing here before I dock myself to my yard. Don't forget to, all right, so I'm going to wrap up now with Karen. But don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, I have a YouTube channel. Those of you who are avid viewers of YouTube, I am asking you to kindly subscribe to my channel. My aim is to get to 1,000 subscribers and more, because there's something that I'm doing that when it really unfolds, you are going to be a part of it and you're going to love it. So I'm asking you, as I'm building the brand, Lady D, that you are building alongside me. And so I ask that you subscribe to my YouTube channel, Inside of the Zone with Lady D, not D-E-E, but D, the letter D, for Denise, as you know. So I'm asking you to subscribe to the channel, and once you subscribe and I'm going live, I'll always pop up in your device. You might not see me because you might not have your device on hand with you, but certainly once you go in there, you'll see, oh, Lady D is live. Let me catch the show. And also, I'm working on improving the platform for you. So whatever I bring here, it's because I have put a lot of thought into it. And I'm becoming even more aware and sensitive to my audience, the demographic that I have to work with. So I'm asking for your support, because as you know, I've been doing this show, and it is certainly not because I just fly up in here and think that you're all just going to come on and you know, do what you do. But I have a respect for radio and how I communicate information, how I conduct myself on air, so that I'm not producing a Boogo Yaga show pretty much and think that you're just going to gobble it up. That's not my style. It has never been. And so I'm asking you to subscribe to the channel and share it with other people and let them know. And I'll be reaching out to some of you I have in my contacts personally to say, hey, if you haven't subscribed, could you do so for me? Okay? And I've done a lot of work with a lot of people over the years. And so, you know what they say, one hand wash the other. Okay? So I'm looking forward to that. Gotta go now, ladies and gentlemen. It has been a good afternoon. Thank you so much for participating in this afternoon's topic on prostate cancer. And most of you perhaps don't really hear me speak out a lot, but I'm no dodo, and I understand. And I'm able to articulate my thoughts and to communicate it to you at any given level. So I'm sure everybody this afternoon who were listening was saying, Lord, Lady D, hot today, but it's not hot. The things that are important, that's what I speak into. If the thing is not important, I don't get involved. So I'm just saying to you, be good. Thanks to everyone who has come on and joined the show with me. A lot of love and blessings. Thanks to my sponsors. And thanks to you for listening. I'm hoping to be back on Thursday. And guess what? I have another hot email for you. Email with an H. Email for you. This coming Thursday for Center Stage in Mail Zone. Your emails are my priority. Love you. Blessings. As always, love yourselves, love your children. And in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. Mwah. I'm out of here.
We'll take a magic carpet ride. We'll tell our smoky friend now, don't forget. You gotta keep us side by side. Oh, me, oh, my, I'm a fool for you, baby. Oh, me, oh, my.
They play the best music.
Number one. Best music for your listening pleasure.
I don't know Julex I represent for Linkage Radio. 104.5 FM. I deaf them.
There are radio stations within the air, but to this, none can compare. Trying to figure what to think, because now with us, you're fully linked. Stay linked to Linkage Radio, your home for entertainment.
This station